Popular US-based oil magnate and businessman found dead in hotel room. This is quite sad. The news in detail, please. A United States-based Nigerian man identified as Robert Onyejekwe is dead. The oil and gas magnate, who was visiting Nigeria from his base in Sugarland, Houston, Texas, was discovered dead in his hotel room in Ikoyi, Lagos, in the evening of Sunday, June 9, 2024. According to the Street Journal, Onyejekwe was in town for some business meeting, and in between the meeting, he retired to his hotel room for a short rest, only to end up dead mysteriously. Sources revealed that he was in Nigeria for meetings regarding an oil and gas company he purchased about 4 years ago and had put plans in motion to move back to Nigeria in the not-too-distant future. Reportedly to fully take over the running of the company personally after allegedly discovering some shady dealings being perpetrated by those put in charge of the company. He was only 51 years old. His wife and the family friend are said to be on their way to Lagos to return his corpse to Houston for burial. Just before flying down to Nigeria, he hosted his annual over-the-counter OTC party in Houston, Texas. From Onitsha, Anambra State, he was the president, Beats and Drilling Tools, a product line with executive leadership, global strategy, technology portfolio, and business management of one of the fastest growing business units in Schlumberger. Under his leadership, several game-changing bits and drilling technology were launched, which is intended to provide the oil and gas industry reduced driving costs by improving rate of penetration. Until his death, he was the global director, sales commercial for the reservoir and infrastructure group of Schlumberger. This is really sad, though. This is really, really sad, and I don't know whether to say I smell a rat here. It's like I smell a rat. It's like I even really do. I don't know how to say it. Okay? Now, wow. Somebody came back, hale and hearty. Was he taking care of his health? In fact, I have 1,000,001 questions going through my mind. Okay, was he taking care of his health? Was he overworking himself? You know, what did he take before he retired? Who was he with? A lot of questions are just flooding through my mind. And sadly, Nigeria is not a country where something will happen and you're going to... Nah, you would never. Oh, God. The first thing to do is to know what causes death for autopsy before any other arrangement, right? Nigeria has happened to him. This is so sad. He might have been poisoned. When my mate and childhood friend, who had been in the US since 1996, came visiting and stayed in my house, I warned him not to drink or wear anything that I did not approve of. I also told my wife, our food must be eaten from the same plate. He did not like it, but I didn't budge. We also refused to entertain friends anyhow. He went back to US in one piece. Visitors from US must be careful, especially rich ones. But wait. I am actually asking myself, what do they gain? Okay, now that he's actually there, will you go and take over what belongs to him? Because me here, I'm not just waiting to talk. Okay, people who actually do this, who are fond of doing this, unaliving people unnecessarily. Now that he's dead, will you go and take over his company? What exactly do you stand to gain here? He came to Nigeria for a meeting and hoped to return fully to take over his company because he discovered some shady dealings in his company. He worked hard to build, but ironically, he just died like that. Evil people ever. And they tell you, as I was reading the story, it was just, in fact, my mind don't go a lot of 101 places. He retired to rest. Why did he retire to rest? Sincerely, this is not fair. But what can we do? This deed has been done. Now, not just only people who are actually staying in the US. As a human being, you have to be very careful. But I don't know how many careful self you feed as a human being. Because there is no how you will say you will not trust one person. Are you going to be walking around with your guard up all the time? It's tiring. Do you know it is tiring for a human being to always have your guard up? Your antennas are up. You dey search for, you dey look for where danger they come from all the time. It is draining. Ha! Now wow. Too bad. Nigeria do all this thing. Why even men dey everywhere? I see people don't buy them. What is next for you people to do? In Igbo culture, the woman has no right to collect the woman's remains. In fact, Igbos return the remains of their dead relations back home and not the other way around. I sincerely doubt that aspect of the story. Well, that is not even the bone of contention here, if you ask me. Fine, yes, not just in Igbo culture, okay? Except this man don't already tell them what they don't agree. Say, Nigeria then go bury him. There's nothing you can say about it. The woman may be very angry. She felt that her country failed them. Why not? 51 years old. Somebody that was full of life. She only went for a meeting and now they are telling her that her husband is dead. You say, reason am now. It doesn't make sense. Sad. What I found out to understand is the billionaire was planning to return to Nigeria, but his wife is coming from Houston to take back his corpse for burial. It would have been more honorable for him to be buried in his motherland. Share the motherland will send them to any grave. Do you now see why what the woman is doing? The motherland will send them now to any grave. Like, it doesn't make sense. Please, I cannot emphasize this enough. You guys be careful. But like I said, being careful all the time is even draining. Imagine you being careful of what you eat, being careful of what you drink, being careful of who you talk to, being careful of who you relate to, because these people come masked. Sincerely, at a point in time, I remember I was just telling God, is it possible that we're actually working around and being able to read each other's minds, read each other's stuff, so that you just know who to avoid and who not to? But even if God gave us that gift, there are people who are going to be able to mask that they can actually, that what they really want to do. They can mask the behavior. You would not know. They remove them so that they can have it all, but God will visit you in anger. Alright, on this note, you have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for turning it to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of